Oh, and not to mention the fact that I couldn't really be super mobile meant that I was at high risk of blood clots. So basically what I had to do is I had to take a blood thinner. But the blood thinner that they prescribed to me it's not an oral medication. It's not, a liquid, it's not a pill. You guys know where I'm going with this. It's an injection. And that is not fun for me because I don't want to do that. I don't want to stick myself with the needle. I'm like, that's not something that that's not. Oh, thank God. What did you guys think? Where did you guys think I was going with that? Not where I thought that was going. All right, well, we'll just zip right along past that. Sounds a bit painful. What we were supposed to do is, pinch an inch is what they say. So you pinch an inch of like your thigh, your tum-tum, or your arm. My tummy is really sensitive. I don't like anyone touching it. Especially, doctors or anyone, just get away from my tummy. And then when it comes to my arm, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. So I was like, okay, thigh sounds good. And so I can't do that to myself. I'm just unable to hurt myself like that, right? My body, it won't allow me to do that. But thankfully, my Grandma Reaper came to visit me to make sure that I was okay. And Mama Mori was there as well. Mama Mori says, hey, here's the good news. Grandma Reaper used to be a nurse a long time ago. I'm like, oh, that's great. So Grandma Reaper sits down to, help me out with these shots and whatnot. And she's like, oh, let me get my glasses. And my stomach drops. I'm like, this isn't gonna go well. And then I realized something. I realized that Grandma Reaper was indeed a nurse. She hasn't been a nurse for 50 years. So you can guess how painful that was. Even looking at my thighs now, I still have bruises. It doesn't have to go into a vein. That is true. But she grabs the syringe and then immediately goes to my thigh. I'm like, Grandma, pinch an inch. She's like, what? I'm like, you're supposed to pinch. You gotta pinch an inch. And she's like, I'm not looking for the vein. And I go, oh my God. No, Grandma Reap, here, let me help you with Is that right? The horror. Was she trembling? No, actually, her hands were very steady. But it did not feel good because I think that she was just kind of picking locations that were like very much straight up just like hard muscle and not necessarily like the kind of like fattier parts. This was 50-year-old medical standards from 50 years ago. But yeah, so on each of my thighs, I count them. I have 4 bruises on each one. They're big. They're not infected. There's nothing wrong with them. But I look at them like, wow, okay, 4 brown spots. Wow, kind of cute. They're like birthmarks. I didn't have the heart to be like Grandma, I'll just do it myself. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. It's what it is. It is what it is.